Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building, the chairman and CEO of OneUnited Bank.
Owner.
And owner.
That's right.
Kevin Cohee. Welcome.
What's up?
How you doing, my brother?
Man, it's good to see you cats, man. I haven't seen you in a while, and it always warms my heart to hang out with you. You're such a source of inspiration to all of us. So
no, you are as well.
We appreciate you and everything you do.
You
Absolutely.
are as well. So we want to know what's new. I know there was...
Well,
let
them
came here.
tell them what OneUnited Bank is first. Just give them a reminder.
If they don't know.
A reminder. OneUnited Bank is the largest black-owned bank in America.
There you go.
What makes it special is its financial technology platform. It has built the technology to have a nationwide customer base and to provide all the modern financial services that we have come to expect out of day-to-day life. Things like Venmo, Cash App, and being able to use those kind of services, plus unique things we created that are special for the black community and people who have limited resources. Things like 2-day early pay. It's a big deal to people to be able to get their paycheck 2 days early, as an example. That's a OneUnited Bank program. Things like Cash Please. And this is a big one because it was a black company that introduced it. If people are saying it's possibly a solution to payday lending. And that's one of our product that allows a person to get a short-term small balance loan, which we often find ourselves needing in times of emergency, and being able to do that without relying on traditional credit kind of mechanisms. So think of OneUnited Bank as a bank that is a technology company, something that has the actual ability to organize Black America and its allies on a national basis, and not just to provide them with financial services and products, but to lead to actual important changes in society, something that has the ability to create a power base for us, to give us the actual power to do things like affect racism in our society. We do things like conduct anti-racism programs in a unique kind of way that can affect overall society. We do things like financial literacy programs that teach and communicate with black people in a way that we understand. So you can think about it as our leaders have always had this dream of organizing Black America and its allies to be able to affect change in society. Well, with OneUnited Bank and people like yourselves, we now have the actual ability to do it. For the first time, we can have real power in society. We have the keys to it in our hands. We can organize ourselves. Technology allows us to do it. Think back. We thought the Million Man March was a great thing, and it was a great thing. But today, you guys touch millions of people every single day. OneUnited Bank touches millions of people every single day. And if we can learn how to organize and utilize that strength, we can change society in profound ways, in ways that we've never had the opportunity to do this before.
So now, for people who are trying to buy homes, is OneUnited Bank, first of all, open for business? So they are lending.
Man, we're absolutely open for business, and we're on and we're popping, and any large banks will tell you that they don't have the technology that we have. They don't have the ability to deliver services and products like we have in many ways, because we have a new technology infrastructure. We weren't locked into old systems that have grown less effective over time. So as the institution, since we started this journey together, since we became friends many, many years ago, the dream is becoming a reality. What we all wanted to happen, just like you guys have grown, the Breakfast Club has grown, OneUnited Bank has grown. It is an example of Black excellence. It can organize us as a people to create change that we've been trying to get since the end of slavery.
I didn't like that question you asked.
What?
You trying to make it seem like they can't give out loans to people because they're a black bank? What did you mean by that, sir?
I wanted to make sure that they're able to satisfy all the loans that people are coming in and asking for.
Why wouldn't they be able to?
That's what I'm asking. I know at one time when they first started, they were minimal to a certain amount. So that's why I'm asking.
Is that true?
Well, it's true with any company. The companies go on journeys and they become stronger over time. That's the key. And look, I know MV and
you gotta watch these Dominicans when it comes to black-owned stuff, man.
I'm not Dominican, I'm black.
You gotta watch them, Kevin. All right, you gotta watch them, Kevin.
And I was going to ask you too. What about cannabis? I know a lot of minorities are getting into cannabis, and a lot of banks are not allowing them to actually have their money there. How is OneUnited Bank with that?
Now, let's be clear. It's not the banks. Banks want to do it. It's the government. Mm-hmm. You see, when we operate on a national basis, and when you're doing things that cross state lines, then you got to deal with the law when it comes to things like that. So it's not that we think that black business is fundamentally changing, and there's a whole new opportunity set that is critically important that we understand. Cannabis is one aspect of it, but the bigger phenomenon is technology. See, we can't get stuck with buggy whip businesses in a meta reality world, okay? So man, because look, during the pandemic, we lost 50% of our businesses, which is bad. But at the same time, it creates a new opportunity for us. Technology fundamentally changes the business opportunities that are available to us as a people, and we got to build technology-based businesses. We have to develop new kinds of businesses than existed before. And that's one of the critical things that it's our job as leaders to convey to people. It's a new day. Social justice is now a reality. We can now, for the first time, think about it, for the first time, we can stop people from killing us. We could use things like social media to create justice when we couldn't create justice before. At the same time, businesses are fundamentally different now. There's the new modern black entrepreneur is very different than what we're used to seeing, and we have to recognize those differences. We have to build those new technology-based businesses. We have to support those new technology-based businesses, and that's the key to our future. We have to recognize we hit a critical inflection point right now. If we're going to be effective and participate in the society, we have to become masters of technology. We have to be social media machines. We have to be able to, look, politics is great. That's one aspect of power, but the power is always with the people. You can bring 15 million tweets down on somebody, then you can get their attention. And that's our opportunity, is to use this shift in technology to create political, social, and economic power. And that's our job as leaders, to inform the people of what's going on.
Let me ask you a question, Kev. You're an OG. What do you think? What do you think is more important, equality or equity?
Equality or equity? Well, I think both are important, and I think they're both happening. Equity is a result of the people, the masses of people wanting. See, you can think of equality as being a right that not just black people understand, but everybody understands. If you looked at the social justice movement, you looked at the riots last year, those weren't just black people out there. There was all kinds of people who were involved in the social justice movement, because that was just right. People understand right from wrong. It's just now, through social media and other technology, we have the ability to exercise our social point of views. So that's the big thing. Remember, okay, before last year, despite everything we thought about civil rights, those boys would have got away with killing right. My man down in South Georgia. That's the last year. We've been here since 1619.
But that's why I asked the question, equality, equity, because it seemed like during civil rights, we always was fighting for equality.
Right.
But when Martin Luther King Jr. wanted to pivot to that equity, with the poor people's marching, getting that money, that's when they got him up out of here. Okay.
Well, this is what I'm saying. They can't get technology out out of here. Okay, see that it's a broader base opportunity to move the masses to get equality and equity. I'm not going to choose between equality. You think about that. Equality and equity. I got to have both of those. You're not going to take either one of those things away from me. I'm not going to let you take it. I'm not going to let you take it away from Black America.
Yeah, I just wonder if one is if one is possible. And the reason I say that is because, somebody might not ever look at you as an equal, but you can make them treat you like an equal when it comes to business by getting some equity. You know what I mean?
And you could blow them away in business. It's you think about some of these modern day entrepreneurs and that the kind of opportunities, the Ari Fletchers and the Jadas of the world, like these women who have built these massive social followings, which have created these new massive business opportunity. So you have companies that have existed for years that don't have Jada's following.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? That's the new emerging opportunity. So we have an opportunity to This is where the being a leader in culture, the being a leader in style, being artistic, and in your skill set comes into play.
Right.
So this that's the new opportunity set for all of us. The way we can affect change in society, technology gives us unprecedented opportunity.
Kept paying attention. Kept said Ari Fletcher.
And
Who's the Ari?
Jada. I was going to ask you, with the Biden administration, they are focusing on, they say, you're making sure minorities are getting more homes and more home ownership. Are they giving any incentives for lending more to our community? Are there any incentives, any help, or anything that they're saying, because your bank is for our people? Is there any of that at all?
It's coming. We're working on it every day. There's going to be OneUnited Bank is gearing its systems up right now to do a massive national mortgage program. We're going to hit them with the thing I just told you about. We're going to hit them with some stuff that they ain't seen before. We're going to bring it in a way that creates opportunities that have never existed before. It's going to be a combination of, yes, there's an expectation that the government is going to create new opportunities for loans. If you look at the government-sponsored enterprises, the leadership, Sandra Thompson is in control of that now. She's very progressive and I would say overstands the issues. Mm-hmm. So you're going to see they aren't there yet, but they're on the way. This year, you're going to see the opportunities for home ownership multiply in a way that they've never existed before. But part of that's going to be companies like OneUnited Bank who can communicate with people and allow them to understand who are the new homeowners. Many of these, it's the 25, 26-year-olds, 27-year-olds who are emerging. That's a big new opportunity set. But all of this is a matter of communication. And when I say communication, our culture is not like you. We all know there are many cultures that have financial literacy as a core value. Mm-hmm. In other words, you grow up with whoever it is, uncles, cousins, the man down the street who can provide you with the information necessary for you to build wealth. That doesn't exist for us in the way we need it to exist for us.
Yeah, I think this is the first generation that's doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it is. And as that first generation, we have to recognize our responsibility and start to have a wider impact. And the way to have that wider impact is through the utilization of technology to distribute messages in really kind of clever ways. What you guys do is like, and our institutions like OneUnited Bank have to do the same thing. We like our one transaction program. Our financial literacy program has hit hundreds of thousands of people on a nationwide basis. But then we had people like Tiffany Haddish involved in it. And see, it's sort of being able to bring influencers like you guys to bear, people who can be funny and creative and sexy and delivering financial information that is necessary in order for you to build wealth. Building wealth is just information. That's all it is. It's about 6 or 7 transactions you need to know in order to systematically build wealth.
I was going to tell you, man, I was going to actually send you a text about this, to your point about that. You should be sponsoring, podcasts like Earn Your Leisure. You should be sponsoring podcasts, like my man Wall Street Trapper or Ian Dunlap, or sponsoring, like, the events that Envy and, Caesar do, because that's literally all they do is teach financial literacy to our people in a very culturally competent way.
Man, and I'm always looking for that from you. I mean, we this is a joint effort. We as a people, the thing about being organized is it allows you to communicate effectively. We created a podcast, but you're right. We're always looking for creative vehicles. One of our big things is making financial literacy a core value of Black America. And that if we can accomplish that, as you correctly stated, Charlamagne, that we are the first generation who's setting that foundation. But the thing we could do is we got the internet, okay? We got social media, okay? We got things like podcasts. We have tools at our disposal that Black American leaders have never had before. They as far back as W.E.B. Du Bois, he understood it. Malcolm Martin, they understood it.
That's right.
Hey, but they didn't have social media, okay? They didn't have the cell phone. They didn't have the vehicles to communicate and change society the way we do. This is our time, man. We got to seize this moment. We can change America forever in a positive way. This is our opportunity. It's the time to make the money. It's the time to get the political power. It's the time to get the social power. We just got to recognize what's up.
And MLK and Martin Luther King Jr. Twitter would have been fire. Can you imagine?
I wanted to know Bitcoin and cryptocurrency.
Exactly.
Yes. No, you're right. I'm just saying, they Twitter would have been amazing.
And guess what?
Not that many characters for them though, because they would still be writing.
And we would have been listening, and we would and here again, it would change not just Black America, it would change America. It would perfect our democracy. It would make the dream of all men and women being created equal, with the opportunity for liberty and justice for all a reality. Nothing short of that. That's our opportunity today. If we, as Black American leaders and as people, come together to build a power base. That's straight up. OneUnited Bank is about building power, okay? It's about recognizing we're not going to give anybody all our money. What, you think we so stupid we're just going to give you all our money? Okay? I mean, like, let's see. I give you all my money. What kind of power do I have?
None.
Zero. Less than zero. Because I took all my money and gave it to you. Not happening.
I was going to ask you, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, how does that affect your business in the banking system?
Well, it's.
Do you believe in it, first of all?
Yes. I believe, okay, OneUnited Bank created an NFT of Josephine Baker. Josephine Baker, come on, she was a leader of the French resistance, and she was with Martin Luther King the day he gave the I Have a Dream speech, okay? So what we said is, an NFT is a non-fungible token, which is a form of crypto. So I'm answering your question by saying, not only we've created an NFT, it uses, what they call it, the thing moves where, so you have the picture, then it moves, and it does all these really cool things. And the reason we got involved in it is we think we try to embrace all new forms of wealth because we should, okay? Like, now, when you're thinking about something like crypto, you have to be very careful. It's at the very beginning stages, which makes it highly speculative. But it's something that we're putting in the technology now to where you can buy and sell crypto through your online banking application at OneUnited Bank. Okay, so that's how strongly we feel about it. So we're installing the mechanism entire online banking platform for you to be able to buy and sell crypto. It's the same thing I said. We literally made an NFT that the French government thought that stuff was so hot, they put it in the French consulate. And why did we do that? Because we see the international aspects of this as well. Countries like France, in some ways, are more progressive than American society is, in particularly when it comes to the issue of race. So we wanted to make this more of an international thing, or more of an international movement. As I said, we see it as Black America and its allies. We really see people who understand being in a society that's anti-racist. Okay, like, all right, you gotta stop discriminating against us. You gotta stop taking our opportunities away in unfair ways. And the way we do that, that here again, we talk about it in terms of making anti-racism a core value in America. And then we say we line up our corporate strategic partners and everybody else and say, okay, let's actually design programs that have that have a national impact and with the ability to affect people's views. And you can do it. I mean, everybody cares what we think. And because the we is Black people and our allies. It's people who are also saying this, we want a better America, okay? We want everybody to be civilized. No, you can't put your knee on our neck and kill us and it'd be okay, because it's not.
We just want what America promised its citizens. They treat, it's really just that simple. I don't think we're asking for anything more than that.
Exactly, okay? But as you know, we've been fighting for 400 years.
And they've never looked at us as citizens.
They lots of people didn't look at us as human beings.
Human beings, yeah.
And unfortunately, that's where power comes in. That's why we're saying, look, okay, respectfully, join OneUnited Bank. Be down with us. It's a way for you to organize your money. It's a way for you personally. We have the means to make you more wealthy. We work every day on communicating information to our customer base that allows them to build their wealth. So number one with you, okay, community, going into a branch somewhere is as dead as disco. That's not happening anymore. People, the envies of the world want to go on their phone and they want to have all their stuff right there, and they want to be able to get money, send money, or do whatever else they were going to do with money right there on their phone. I mean, that's today, and so you want that, but you got to think about something more as a people. It's so important for us to be part of building true power in our society.
Do you know some of your most notable clients for OneUnited?
Man, I know many of them, like you, as an example, okay? But, it's hopefully that was not inappropriate.
No.
I
got an account at OneUnited. Yeah.
Well, the thing about banking is if I'm your banker, I do not reveal anything about financial affairs. You can't. It's that's one of the most. It's one of those types of relationships. But I can tell you, we have many influential celebrities from every aspect of Black American life. We have some of the richest Black Americans, some of the most famous Black Americans, and we have the people, and that's what OneUnited Bank does. OneUnited Bank strives to have the heart of the people because the power always has to be vested in the people, and it works, man. I mean, okay. OneUnited Bank is the real deal. It's a real bank, okay, really owned by Black people that brings the noise, okay. It's got amazing technology,
and it's been around for a long time.
Decades. We've been working on this thing for decades. And I always tell people, look, you can go back to my great grandfather They were working on this then. He negotiated the deal to get us to 40 acres and a mule that created Greenwood, Oklahoma. So that's how
great-great-grandfather did
my
that?
great-great-grandfather, Charles Cohee. The reason you had a Greenwood, one of the reasons you had a place like Greenwood, if you just think about why was the place where black people actually created financial prosperity in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Wouldn't you think it'd be in New York or Philly or some place like that? Well, the reason is because that was the one place where black people were actually able to get land. The proverbial 40 acres and a mule, we got it. And part of that, one of the key people in making that happen was my great-great-grandfather, Charles.
How were they able to acquire the land? Come on, it's Black History Month. School us now.
Okay. All right. They negotiated it with the government.
Okay.
So in the late 1800s, they were with the government and the government understood. Well, they understood. The Indians and black people were fighting for land ownership, and the one place that they were successful in that fight, where they actually got the land, was in Oklahoma. And that was the foundation of the wealth that ultimately led to the creation of things like Greenwood.
Wow.
That's where the money came from.
Wow.
And then the black folks had and here again I always say black, but it was both black folks and their allies recognized that they had to have each other's back, that they had to do business together. And we created the Greenwood card. This Greenwood card we created, it's to symbolize that effort, to symbolize and recognize the importance of working together to create wealth, and that's what Greenwood stood. But the point of my story is, my family has been working on what they would call garnering the economic spending power of Black America to rechannel it into our community to create political, social, and economic power. We've been working on that since the late 1800s. I'm just the current version of that long effort and I happen to come along at a time where technology is here.
What are some strategies do you think would help fight the racial wealth gap?
Okay. The racial wealth gap is a knowledge problem. It's understanding what you need to do and understanding it, and then having someone to motivate you to complete the transactions you need to complete. So it all starts with the most basic things: understanding where you are today. Where's your money coming from? Where are you spending it? What is your financial wellness? And from that foundation of starting there in an organized way, really understanding what's going on with you now. And unfortunately, a lot of times we don't understand how to understand where we are. Mm-hmm. And then working from that foundation to engage in the basic transactions that are necessary to build wealth. And it could be some very basic things, like in this pandemic. One of the things, we have been challenged with is getting Black Americans to understand the importance of a will. Unfortunately, that's not been something that's been at the top of our agenda, and something that we're working on. We're working on, and so the conveyance of that kind of information, things like insurance, time like this. Sometimes, unfortunately, we can learn the hard way the impact of not having basic things like insurance, things like investing, things like home ownership, and understanding when to buy a home, when not to buy a home, and how to do it. So it's a knowledge. So when you say eradicating the racial wealth gap, we see that as a knowledge problem. And for us, we always go to technology to solve that kind of problem. You talked about all these wonderful podcasts that exist that work towards that. But what we try to do is we try to create an umbrella. We try to create a framework for being able to do that systematically on a national basis. Think about if we were working in harmony on it, where we were all thinking about, okay, for real, we actually want to deliver the knowledge to Black Americans necessary to build wealth, and then we're going to work with the person through the entire process of both teaching them and then motivating them to complete the act. We can do that now. We can actually do that. That's why I say this is such an important time. We can eradicate the wealth gap, but it has to. That's how it has to be done. It has to come from within.
It'll take generations, though, right?
It needs the creativity of Charlamagne. You already gave me some great ideas just sitting here during this interview. It needs the energy of envy. It needs that kind of involvement. The kind of involvement that will allow us as a people to say, yeah, man, I'm down with that, okay? Just like we do everything else, okay? We want to make something hot. We know how to make things hot. We can make financial literacy hot. Mm-hmm. And the thing about that, we make it where it becomes part of our life, where we're sitting there, we're watching the basketball game, and we say, man, what stocks do you own?
That's what all those podcasts I told you about. That's literally what they do, and they got millions and millions of followers.
And which is wonderful, it makes it an amazing opportunity. That's it, okay. What you just described, that ability to convey financial information and to create millions and millions of followers, which you can then turn into tens of millions, okay, is really the goal, right? We're on the way. I'm not okay. Technology has us on the way to being empowered in our society in a way that will make America better. So it's happening. There's no question it's happening. We just have to become better and more proficient and more organized in how we deliver our messages. So that's how you eradicate the racial wealth gap. It's only one answer. It's not about the government. Nobody's going to get us to us. This is about us doing what we're doing right now, okay? And by doing what we're doing right now, we can change this country. It's just knowledge. It's nothing special. And think about right now, technology. With all the corporations that are buying supplies or hiring people for new and better jobs, as an example, we've never had an opportunity like this. The opportunities you could create for yourself using internet. You don't even have to make the product anymore. Think about it. In order to, if you look at the latest round of billionaires, most of them don't make nothing. They don't make nothing. Okay, but at the same time, that's the wonderfulness of today. And we have to get our people involved in that. We got to say, now's the time. Now seize the moment, make the move. This is the time to make the money. This is the time to get the power.
Well, how can people put money into the account? Give them the website so people might want to open up an account. They don't have to be in Atlanta. They can open it up anywhere in the country.
Exactly. It's OneUnited Bank. It's that simple. OneUnited.com. OneUnited.com. Go. Check us out. Okay? You make your decision. Start with, okay, our product, our cars. Our cars are fly. I will put our cars up against anybody. Like, who's got the flyest car? Okay, let's start there. Okay, then before we go anywhere else. Okay, it's OneUnited for sure. Okay, like we have, so our products are fly. They
see who y'all got for Black History Month. Let me see.
Yeah, please look at it. I always say put it. This month. What we're our Greenwood card is our newest card. But our solidarity card, our stuff is fly, it's modern, it works. We doing all the right things for the individual, and we're doing all the right things for us as a people. This is what we do, man. This is our whole thing, and we try to be representative of the kind of business that Black people can build. We have a customer service operation that's capable of handling hundreds of thousands of people. So right now, okay, remember with a bank, it's not like a hamburger. I sell you a hamburger, you walk off with your hamburger. That's not a bank. I got to be there for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay, and you have to have it. We have fully implemented artificial intelligence. Now think about what I'm saying. A black-owned business that is fully implemented artificial intelligence. And the significance of that's the thing we've been trying to work for. Something with some scale, man. Something that's handling billions of dollars. We handle billions of dollars in transactions. You could be anywhere in the world and use our products. And that's what we need. We need people to be down with us. We need people to go to OneUnited.com, sign up, help us build a real power base in America to perpetuate the values that we have as a people, to make our presence known, to grow our community in the way that it needs to grow as part of this technology movement that exists today. We got to seize the moment.
All right. Well, Kevin Cohee, we appreciate you for joining us.
Always, my brother.
And definitely hit up the website, OneUnitedBank.com. And we appreciate you, brother.
It's just OneUnited.com.
OneUnited Bank. OneUnited.com. All right.
Yes.
It's The Breakfast Club. It's Kevin Cohee.